It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers, and it's coming up next.
It's the only fan-owned franchise here in the NFL. And tens of thousands of those fans have their cheese heads on and have filled the stands of historic Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Cairo Santos out for the opening kick. And here we go from Lambeau. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Love gonna air this out to start. This finds Dobbs. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
2nd and 3 now. Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Starts his return from the 23. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up, past their own 30. So here come the Bears as they get set for their debut series. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked 1st overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. That's why he was the #1 pick. And you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you can put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he can run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair and eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making.
Throwing again on 2nd, Williams. Pass is hauled in by the running back. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
3rd down, here's Williams. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
On 4th down, it's Torrey Taylor on for the Bears to punt this away. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Packers will take over possession. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Love out of the shotgun. He misfired on that one. It's behind his man.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun now for Love. He's got time here. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
The Packers send out their punting unit. Looking to return from the 29. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And it's going to be Bears football. Back out comes the Chicago offense for their 2nd drive. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Able to get it to Moore. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
Working from the gun, Williams. Pass complete, that's Devin Duvernay. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Williams on the play action. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it, drug the feet, that's a catch. Second and 6 coming up here. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Williams. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Chicago. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Now Cairo Santos on to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Jaden Reed to return this. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock, but what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet. When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Running on first here with Jacobs. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Going run again with Jacobs. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. So now a much tougher task here as they come up on 2nd and 20. Running it after the penalty. And they had that one contained right at the line. Hit made by TJ Edwards. A run for no gain doesn't help matters. It's 3rd and long coming up.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
On the move, headed right. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Daniel Whelan on to punt. And they could really use a good one here. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. Takes this in at the 25. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it'll be their football. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down, Williams. Pass complete to Duvernay. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Bears first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Give now to the running back. And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From midfield on 2nd down. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. He has the first and still going past the 35. And he has this all the way down to the 17-yard line. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
Blitz coming for Williams. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied, knocked away, incomplete.
You know, down here in the red zone where there's a touchdown on the line, you really want to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender. Make sure you know where that throw is going and get in position to swat it away. That is well done.
So the incompletion on first, here's second and goal. Running back sent in motion. Williams from the gun. He completes it in traffic. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Well, that right there, Kate, that is the epitome of trust. And trust in your big physical tight end. Throwing his way into double coverage. You may question the decision when the ball leaves his hands, but it's tough to question when it produces results like that.
Third and goal, it's Williams. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
That right there, Kate, that right there has all the armchair quarterbacks going. Why didn't you run it? Because you take a risk when you throw it. And if you take a sack, well, now you got to kick the field goal. If you would have pounded the football, got a little bit closer, you at least give yourself a decision on fourth. I don't think you do now.
So on fourth down, out is Cairo Santos for the Bears field goal. This only a chip shot from the right hash.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Nixon now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. Out now runs the Packer offense. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? Mm-hmm. As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Love from the gun. That's caught, Tucker Kraft. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing on 1st down, Love. Reed's got it. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, with out routes or in routes just like that.
This is reeled in by Reed. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You'll hear defensive coaches all the time really ask their players to pull the trigger. Read, react, diagnose, and when you see it, go fire away. And that's exactly what the defense does to take away that screen.
Motioning the tight end now. Loves to throw again. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. They get 6 and a 1st down as well. He'll throw it yet again. Able to get it to Reed. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. These two NFC North teams have played one so far. It's a 2-score game early. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. From the 31. And this one won't be caught, but we got a flag here. Looked like there may have been some early contact before that throw arrived. So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. Oh, an exceptionally painful penalty as it sets up 1st and 10 now inside the red zone. Finds him over the middle. And he drives this forward to the 6. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Love out of the shotgun. Intercepted in the end zone. That is Kyler Gordon.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought down by Quay Walker. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. That's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line of gain.
That throw finds Komet. Continuing to move past the 45. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
I think every quarterback around the world would agree, Kate. You love throwing a short pass to a tight end and then give that guy a chance to show off his speed in the open field. He outruns defense to make it a much bigger gain.
Sets him up nice and pretty at the 25 following that big play. Williams to throw on first. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Another try following the sack. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Torrey Taylor on to punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Now this is out of bounds, and what a beauty. He coffin cornered it well. They're going to mark it at the 2-yard line. The Packers all set to get back out there. And they'll have to go just about every bit of 100 yards to reach the end zone. That punt sets them up at their own 2. They're out and set, 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Stopped by Grady Jarrett. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a 1/3 of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Throwing his love on 3rd. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Punt team on the field. It'll be Daniel Whelan doing the honors. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. It's taken at midfield. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. We've got a stoppage now. There was a player shaken up on that return, so we'll take a brief break as they tend to him. New set of downs for him from the 46. First down throw by Williams. Able to get it to Moore. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Javon Bullard bringing that play to an end. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
They're set up at the 35 now. Williams on the play action. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 25 yards. And that's a Chicago first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. A give now from the gun. And it's a gain down to the 5-yard line. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Out of the pistol, Williams. He's on the move, and he'll score. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears make it a 16-point ball game. Caleb Williams, the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Extra point is good by Santos. And the Bears take a 3-possession lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. On the return, here comes Reed. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it about 7 yards on that run. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Love on 3rd and short. Gets this one to Watson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 28 out of that play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
That's just a gorgeous corner route by the wide receiver. I bet you'll find, Kate, in the annals of football history, the best corner route runners as receivers were also the best slant runners, the best post runners, because it's all about change of direction, and that was put on display right there.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Kevin Byard comes up with it. And the Bears get the football just short of their 20 after the interception and return.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw, but you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. He's contained at the line for no gain. Devontae Wyatt finishing that play off. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Moore's got it. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Now Williams. He completes it in traffic. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Jair Alexander with the stop.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. 2 men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here's a handoff up the gut. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
First down, Williams. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Williams from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't toned the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point, Kate. That aggressiveness still super welcome, no question. But they know it's not just incompletions, it's taking the ball away that's next.
No luck on the connection. It's incomplete. Roma Dunze, the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th and long.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and third downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Wow, special teams highlight here. What a kick, downing it at the 1. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. And they're going to need to go the length of the field to attack that deficit after the punt sets them all the way back to the 1-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Jacobs running behind center. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
We're to the 2-minute warning from Lambeau. And it's the Packers, who only need a couple on 2nd and 2. They stick with Jacobs. And they bring him down up at the 12-yard line. Give him 3 on that gain. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
First down throw, here's Love. Couldn't connect right side, it's incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams would call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. Shotgun now for Love. That's Reed on the slant. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. The Packers take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Love from the gun. Oh, put some heat on this deep. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. And it goes the distance. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers chop some of the lead off before the half. It's a Romeo Doubs touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Extra point try is good by McManus. And the Packers cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. And that front is really going to need to buckle down and provide some more opposition because he's gotten off to an excellent start here. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. Working from the gun, Williams. Has his man, it's a Dunze. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Back to throw it. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports halftime report. Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the second half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber, Brock Ewart.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. He fields it from the 8. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. First and 10 now from the 30. Williams will look to throw. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First down, and they go right back to him. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Brought down by Quay Walker. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Williams set to pass. Complete beyond the marker. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a Bears first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Running it now out of the gun. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Now here's Williams. That throw finds Komet. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
They'll try and punch it in. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. Give him 4 on that play, so now they've got 2nd and goal.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Going ground game again here. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. He gets 2 on that run. That brings up 3rd and goal.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
3rd and goal, it's Williams. And that's going to be brought in. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears grow the lead coming out of halftime. DJ Moore, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Santos now for the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Bears take a 3-possession lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Nixon now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Man in motion, headed right. Thrown on 1st down, Love. This finds Dobbs. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Sent to the ground by Kyler Gordon.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Handoff here to Jacobs. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Love out of the shotgun. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
2nd and 3 now. Here's Love to throw. And that one's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Throwing, Love. Dump off, caught by his back. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Love to throw again. Taken in by Luke Musgrave. And they take him down right along the 30.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
2nd and 3 now. Here's a give to Jacobs. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Going run again with Jacobs. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That was Montez Sweat who took him down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 21. Gets this one to Watson. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
This one's caught. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Love. The throw is caught. And he's going to be touchdown. Brock looks to be a couple yards shy of that marker. Third and just 2 to go. Love looking to pass. And oh, he got it! Interception! That is Kyler Gordon.
Red zone defense. It is a part of the practice week at least twice, Thursdays, Fridays, even tuning it up on Saturdays, because it's all about protecting in the red zone. And not only protecting points, but taking the ball away. That is a gold star effort by the defense.
The Bears and Caleb Williams running out for their next drive. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Option design here. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Williams to throw on 1st. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. This one misses the tight end. So that brings up 2nd down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He's got a gain of 6 there. Javon Bullard bringing that play to an end. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete. Couldn't find DJ Moore on that throw. And 4th and 4 coming up.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Chicago brings out the punting unit. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. Now outruns their offense to take over. And he's been the victim of 3 interceptions already in this game, Brock. Passing lanes kind of reminding me of LA traffic. Pretty hazardous throughout this game.
Yeah, just a mess and nowhere to go. And it's an awful place both on the highway. And trust me, when you're in the pocket looking at this defense, too, it's miserable. Everything's been contested. Everything's been hard. No gimmies. It's a real testament to the work this secondary has done to prepare for this matchup.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Here's Love. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the 1st.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Ball at the 33 for first down. Putting the tight end in motion. First down throw, here's Love. This one taken in by Kraft. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Jalen Johnson with the stop.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Takes the handoff, now Love. That finds Jacobs, complete. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Third and 4 coming up now. Shotgun now for Love. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Love from the gun. To the sideline. Oh, wasn't able to tap both feet in, though. Incomplete pass.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They'll run the counter. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Williams from the gun. Hauled in left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's a Chicago first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Complete on the option. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Running behind center with Swift. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Bears keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. DeAndre Swift, the touchdown. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Santos connects on the point after. And the Bears make it a 24-point ball game. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Nixon now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. Another drive coming up for this offense. Their failure on 4th down was answered by a touchdown, so they're really going to need to rebuild some momentum as they take the field once again. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Love now. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. To the air with Love. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Love now to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. And they pick him off again! Jalen Johnson with the pick. And the Bears have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance. And an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming. And it's one thing to know it. It's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Lone back gets the handoff. And he gets this one down to the 30-yard line. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Man, offenses love execution and plays like that on 1st down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
Back-to-back carries here. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Completed here to Komet. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably but then go to work after.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. To throw is Williams. And he'll score. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears keep running away with this. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal. And I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a 1st down pass play can and certainly was effective.
Santos now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears grow their lead yet again. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Nixon now to return it. Man, he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Their offense running back out now. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it'll be 2nd down. Love out of the shotgun. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing, Love. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Here's Love to throw. He connects downfield on 4th. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. One of their biggest plays of the game, and it comes on a 4th down gamble.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Nearly an interception on that play. So 2nd down coming up.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, oh, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Love to throw again. That one's caught along the left sideline. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal, because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
Thrown on first down, Love. Cut near the goal line. It's a Green Bay touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
McManus there to tack on the point after. And the Packers get it back to a full 3 possessions now, 24 points. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Bears are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
I've talked to running backs over the years, Kate, in the transition from the college game to the pro game. They'll tell you, there's just times in the NFL you got to run into darkness. You run into a lot of bodies. Perfect example of that on the first down play.
Another carry for him. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up. They give it to him again. And in a rarity today, he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Pickup of 0 on the play. That leaves them with 4th and 6.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Their punter making his way out now. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And this one is crushed. Wow, beautiful punt here. That is going to go for 60 plus. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Hard to do better than that. A 66-yard punt. And the Packers will take over possession. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Love. Watson with the catch. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
From the 22 on 2nd down. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Love looking to pass. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
You know, quarterback's going to count on 99 of 100 times completing that short, simple route to a tight end. But even the shortest and simplest of throws, they'll find a drop at some point, too.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Here's Love. That's caught for the first. That's a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers putting up points in a game decided. Christian Watson with the touchdown. That is a touchdown to one of their prime receiving targets.
This is really what you pay your skill guys for. You know, I had an old coordinator say, it's my job to get you a one-on-one. It's your job to go out and win it with a touchdown.
So the Packers showing faith in their offense as they decide to go for 2. He's throwing for it. And he's in for 2, so don't write him off just yet. I know the chances are slim, but still a small one in this 2-possession game. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. That's going to be taken in at the 8. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Bears back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. First and 10 now from the 30. Working from the gun, Williams. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Timing is everything in life, and timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
These defensive ends today are so good, Kate, with their hands, and it's often right off the jump. If you can win with your hands, if you can create space, you can get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Williams. And this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. He takes the fair catch at about the 26-yard line. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
It was University of Wisconsin, Kate, the first time I heard this term, slow to explode through. And think how good that Badgers run game has been at the college level. Well, they made runs like that look easy. Slow to explode through.
1st down throw, here's Love. That's into the hands of Dobbs. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. Second and 6 coming up here. Back to throw now. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Love from the gun. That's complete to Reed, out left. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate, but the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Green Bay. Packers down by 16. Shotgun now for Love. Finds his man, it's Kraft. And he gets this forward to the 19.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
The Packers trying to hurry to the line. Play fake, it's Love. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Green Bay. A second touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations and the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
Big spot for the Packers here. They'll go for 2. To the air with Love. And this is going to be caught for 2, so some fight left in them. Love it. It is back to a 1-score game. Okay, partner, in that spot, you know you got to go for it there. Make it a 1-score game. How do you come up with a call that works when that defense knows from the start of things that you're going for 2?
Because, Kate, we're talking about practice. Yeah, we're talking about practice. You actually practice those plays, and you come up typically with 2 or 3 2-point conversion plays every single week. You practice them, you rep them, so when it's called like that, you're ready for the moment.
So exactly a minute and a half left on the clock as they try to get this ball back. And it looks like the Bears are able to recover that kick. Needed to try it, we all get it, but didn't work. Still now have those 3 timeouts to fall back on.
They did need to try it, but I think there is a school of thought of, hey, also kick it deep with those 3 timeouts. So now your defense can't give up a yard. Right now, you've really burdened your defense to get a quick stop, a quick stop, a quick stop, and make sure they do not give up any yardage to this opposing offense.
Let's go defense. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he works this to the 38 before going down. The Packers take their first time out, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Back to the well again. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's its second. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee. Timeout taken by the Packers, their third and final one, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. This won't run out the clock just yet, Brock. They're going to have to kneel it again after this one. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
They can't end it with a knee, but this would run out some clock. He'll take a knee here as that clock approaches the 40 seconds remaining mark.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Important moment as they turn to Cairo Santos. He was good on his first kick. Gonna need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. So the Bears take this one on the road. And Brock, we all know any win is a good win, but playing against a division rival, oh, it always feels so much better dealing them one in the L column.
These are the teams that know you best, Kate, but also the ones that you know best. So yes, it is just a little bit sweeter when you take care of business in your own division.
So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Bears winners as we say so long from Green Bay.